How's your day?
That was very abbreviated.
I'm in an abbreviated type mood.
Okay, well, then I'm here. Let's go.
Good. Let's go.
Does that
Job
help?
numbers came in stronger than expected. Um, People are still healthy and happy to some degree, so that's not going to be okay. It's fed more room to fuck everybody in the ass. So, yeah, got that going for us. Market appears to want to bounce here a little bit. I don't know to what level that's where you're going to come into play, saying, okay, we're getting up to 381, so that means they're going to fuck us in the ass, that kind of stuff. Um, it's like
Why
we
does it have to
Powell
be?
speaks
Why does it have to be that?
because there's no other way, dude. There's no other way. There's, according to them, there is no other way to do it other than butt raping everybody. Okay? Okay.
Well, I don't,
It's
I
just
don't, I don't really play that game. So yeah.
here's the thing. So my little brother, okay, I was talking to him yesterday, and I told him, I gave him the baseline of everything. He was like, "Fuck them," and I was like, "No, bro, they're the ones that do the fucking.
Yeah,
There is no
this is
there,
true.
there is no fuck them. They're the ones that do the fucking. They're the ones that decide what position, what time, what hour, lube, no lube. It's at their discretion. Their discretion. You being tired or sore, that, nope, nope, nope. They're coming for the O-ring.
The prison pouch.
All while they're buying up every last bit of supply of diapers. Yes, this is how they operate. This is what they do. So this is the game. It's like, look, I can sit here and continue to express my severe and utter disappointment and the lack of creativity and minds by the gray-haired generation. I can continue to do that. It's not gonna help me. It's not gonna help anybody else. But I will say once again emphatically that these old fucks do nothing but destroy. That's all they do. That's it. All they do is destroy. They have not delivered one positive thing to my generation or the generations coming up in their entire time in being in power. They are the anchor of all anchors. They are absolutely fucking trash. There, said it. Feels slightly better. Um, Moving on to additional data, we get some data from the Fed tomorrow, and Powell speaks again tomorrow. I'm not sure what the content of the speech is, but he speaks again tomorrow. So we have that. Outside of that, look, you can pick and choose what you want to say and feel and all that kind of stuff and how you want to play this market. That's all at your discretion. One thing that was interesting, a couple of days ago, there was an article that came out as far as Japan holding just an absurd amount of US dollars, like more than they've ever held by far. Like they've just been Pac-Manning it over there. Based on our decision to raise rates and the tone that we're giving as far as we're going to continue to raise until, till forever. Japan turned around and said, hey, we're not having this. And they dumped out a bunch of US dollars in order to support the yen. I think we can probably see more of that because it's like they're painting this picture like Japan can go ahead and sell that dollar down to support their currency, which offers weakness in the dollar. And we can all see that overall through line, dollar moves, we are impacted one way or the other. A little bit, I don't want to say surprised, but a little bit kind of like, okay, so they're going to sell the VIX down. The VIX sold down this morning. It's not exactly looking super healthy. And for whatever reason, they were buying up Bitcoin last night. Once again, very interesting. A lot of interesting dynamics. What we do know is flow. We covered it a little bit yesterday into after close, and Bender put up that really, really phenomenal chart just to give us a overall landscape idea of where we are and where we could be going. Flow is absurdly bearish. It went from when we were flagging up there let's call it, just because the number rings in my head the best, 292 on the Qs when we were flagging there, ready to go get some more to the upside. Flow was really starting to flip bull, like for a real powerful bull run. Commentary from the doctor of death, that shit-faced fuck Powell, regarding the housing market, tore the market down to the studs. With all that bull flow that was coming in absolutely disappearing, and double, triple, quadrupling down on Armageddon puts moving forward. That's the environment. That's where we're at. Does this have to be the way the day ends? Can we look at the end of the day being like, oh, bull steps up a little bit. Oh, bear's backing off a little bit. Sure. But as of right now, this is what we face. This is what we see. This is what we have. Thought spender?
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm gonna stay with my back against a wall or in the seat. That's what it sounds like to me. Or watch my backside.
I think that's probably a good idea, but it's not going to matter.
Well, they're gonna have to get me out of the chair to get anything done. So,
dude,
um,
when they knock on the door, it's not a question of
well,
if it's going to happen.
I'll move all the pets to the front of the house. Take them first.
Even the goats?
They can have them all. They can have them all. We were out at the, before I get into the levels, was out at the ranch, and we were talking about, I had told you that previous story about, being asked the question, if a pack of hogs came running through here, what would you do? I already told that story. We were talking about coyotes, and we could hear them, hear their howls from not very far away, and there was 3 of us out there, and we were contemplating, like, so the guy that we have that helps us, that works out there, he had to stay out there and watch the fires, because we had fires going. You can't leave them unattended, and he wanted to sleep in the truck. It's nice outside. I said, why don't you just put up a hammock? He's like, no, I'm afraid of those coyotes. Like, I don't want to get attacked by a coyote. And we went through scenarios of what would you do to protect yourself from a coyote, and I said, well, I'd feed it a goat. And he was like distraught, because he spends every day like feeding these goats and trying to socialize them and pet them and make them like people and that sort of thing. And it actually turned into a somewhat heated discussion about the fact that I would sacrifice the animals in order to survive. So if they come knocking on the door, that's my advice. Sacrifice everything. Throw it at them. Everything.
Throw it at them. Yeah,
the goldfish,
not a bad idea.
The dog, the whatever, you sacrifice it all. Anyway, as far as levels go, we are currently sitting 38.16 half, and just below here, 38.10 is the 20 MA on the 60 minute. You get the whole number, 3,800. Just below that, 37.75 is the longer term trend line support there that, as we discussed yesterday after the close, support and resistance are made to be broken, depending on sort of the macro of things. But that 37.75, that's what I would be looking at if we break 3,800. That's where I would be looking. If you're short and it starts approaching that 37.75, you start thinking about putting in some stops, or trailing a stop, because I wouldn't be surprised if we got a bounce there. That would be a good spot for them to bounce it. As far as levels above go, there's kind of a previous support resistance area right around 38.30. the big level to watch, I think, will be 38.50 to about 38.55. You got 38.52 as the 50 MA on the 60 minute. 38.53 was the low from what? Where are we? Wednesday or Thursday? What is it today? Today's Thursday. So that was the low from what? Monday or Tuesday and Friday or something like that. Also, previous support resistance from March of 2021 and May of 2022. So if this bounce is real and we move up, if you are long, I would watch. If we get through that 38.30, I think 38.50 to 38.55
How
is going
many
to be a big level.
how many handles off is 38.30?
Like 15 or so. Let's see, where are we at? Right.
Can we call it like just we need back over 380 to on SPY to have a chance?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 38.61 is the 5 MA on the daily. So going into the day here, I think all eyes are on 3,800. You know, if we can hold that, and then get above 38.30, we make a run at the 50s. If we don't hold it, we're probably looking 37.75. As I talked about that being kind of longer term trend line area. There's some moving averages that come in there as well, but I think that's what we're looking at. I think that's what I look at is being key is 3,800, holding or not holding. That's about all I have as far as intraday goes. For anybody that wasn't around yesterday after the close when I was talking about some of the longer term things, you'll have to scroll back, or I'll probably post and explain a few of those lines, throughout the day. I will be taking off early today. We have to go take the kids to get passports, and apparently both parents have to be there. But that's not until about 1 o'clock Central.
All right. There we have it. Everything laid out. Stockington, what you got, bud?
Hello. Morning. And good thing for all these just disturbing imageries that I'm like still waking up, but nothing like the idea of someone trying to break something off in your ass to wake you up. So levels.
No, they're okay with you not waking up. They're just taking your ass. You can go ahead and stay asleep. It's fine.
Well,
Might
the
be
good
easier
news for
for you that way.
Stockington is he keeps lube on his desk, so.
Oh, man. Yeah, maybe that'll be my slight saving grace.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Just be a good fish.
The saving grace.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Awake. Levels. Let's see. So Tesla, Swan and I are pennies apart. He's saying 301.29 for downside. I was at 301.35. So be watching that area for potential downside on Tesla if we're going to go down. And then I'm going to be watching this dark pool above 303.35, $1.1 billion from September 16th. There's a few other dark pools above as well on Tesla. But the big one is the 303.35. Netflix, it's kind of smashed between two dark pools here. We've got 235.11 to the downside, and then 238.66 above was 59 million from yesterday. So I'll be watching to see what Netflix does reacting to those two. And then NVIDIA. Pretty much every day this week, the put trigger on NVIDIA has been this 131.65. And once it, goes down, taps that, or reacts and then goes back up, it's just been a really important level all week. So I'll be watching the reaction there. And then have this line to the upside 132.9, but really this 131.65 is the money line. If we go down a bit on Nvidia and then cross back above that, I'm going to be looking to take Nvidia long on that. And that is all I got.
All right.
That's it. You got a bias there?
I mean, Nvidia, I'm thinking up. If anything happens near this 131.65 and we end up back above it, I'm going to be looking at calls. It's my big focus.
All right, Nvidia, the man says. All right, very good. Anybody have anything else to offer? Anything smart, anything intelligent, anything not intelligent that is entertaining? Anyone?
You're asking this room for something smart or intelligent?
I really, really am. It's like I'm desperate as fuck here for anything
Right.
that doesn't make me want to just call it.
So
For the
what
week.
Aviator One said, I think, is very important. Trade what you see, not what you think. It's very easy and I don't know if we go up, I don't know if we go down, I don't know what we're gonna do, but I'm gonna trade the levels and try to find the setup, because it's very easy to, with everything that you hear and everything going on around you and everything that's being said, it becomes dangerous to get overly biased based on that sort of thing, right? Because when you look at, and we've talked about this before, but when you look at the longer term chart and the moves and the directions that it makes, it seems, oh, it's very clear, right? But when you start to zoom into what we use intraday, it's like inside of a weekly down candle, you don't necessarily see, that day that had a 100 handle move to the upside, and anyone that was short, took it in the face and ultimately got that, that the move lower did come in, but if you're trading intraday stuff, don't let the overall narrative impact it too much or get too overly biased one direction, and keep trying to fight an intraday trend.
There's that. I don't think it could be said any better than what you just said it. It's going to be what it is.
Yeah.
We all know everything doesn't go straight up or straight down. So the words that Bender gave are very, very pointed and smart. So that's all I got. We got 21 minutes until open. Let's see what happens. All I can really say. We do have Powell speaking again tomorrow. Not sure what the content of that speech is, but he does open his mouth publicly tomorrow. So there is that. That's all I got. Thank you, Bender. Thanks, Stockton. Thank you for listening. We'll see you guys soon.